What's up, y'all? Oh, I spelled boondocks wrong. No, I spelled it. Okay, so I didn't. I got a slight headache, so.
Riley Freeman from the Boondocks is a fascinating character, and whether he's annoying often depends on a viewer's interpretation of the show's satire and the season they're watching. He's intentionally written to represent a certain aspect of youth culture, and his annoying traits are often integral to the show's commentary. Here's why Riley can be seen as annoying. 1. Idolization of gangsta culture and materialism.
Oh my
Riley is a
gosh.
third grader who completely embraces and idolizes the stereotypical gangsta lifestyle, rap music, and material wealth. He often defends his idols and their problematic behavior, even when it goes against common sense or morality.
That's
This
dumb.
blind devotion can be annoying, especially when it leads him to emulate negative behaviors.
Yeah.
2. Disregard for rules.
He over there defending R. Kelly that one episode. I'm not defending R. Kelly. He can go ahead. R. Kelly can go stay in jail and stay in jail all day. Riley over there defending R. Kelly. No, Riley.
And consequences. Riley is often rebellious, defiant, and prone to engaging in schemes, pranks, or even criminal activity without considering the consequences.
Right.
He rarely listens to his grandfather Robert or his brother Huey, whose warnings usually turn out to be accurate. His constant inability to learn from his mistakes can be incredibly frustrating.
I
3.
understand that.
Brashness and abrasiveness. He's quite outspoken, brutally honest, and often rude.
Oh, God.
He doesn't shy away from confrontation and can be very aggressive, both verbally and sometimes physically, often with his BB guns or random objects. This abrasive personality,
I can see
while
that, yeah.
sometimes comedic, can also be grating. 4.
Yeah, I can see that.
Anti-intellectualism and misguided priorities. Riley often dismisses Huey's intelligence, activism, and more philosophical views, opting instead for street smarts, quick money, and superficial fame. While he sometimes displays surprising intelligence or street smarts, like winning a debate against a district attorney, his talents are often misplaced in supporting morally questionable figures or schemes. 5. Exaggeration in later seasons. As noted in some discussions, like many sitcom characters, Riley's wildest traits were sometimes amped up for comedic effect in later seasons, especially season 4.
Why?
This can lead to flanderization, where his annoying qualities become more pronounced and less nuanced, making him harder to tolerate for some viewers.
Gosh.
6. Treatment of Huey.
Uh.
While they have moments of brotherly affection, Riley frequently disses Huey, calls him gay, and generally disregards his brother's wisdom and attempts to guide him. This can be annoying for viewers who sympathize with Huey. Ultimately,
How did he call Huey gay? And wait a minute, if you didn't heard in the video, he called Huey a hater on one time, twice like that. Yeah.
Riley is a complex character designed to be a satirical look at impressionable youth and societal influences. His annoying qualities are often the point, highlighting the dangers of blindly following certain cultural narratives without critical thinking.
Yeah. Okay, let's see, what about our girl Gia from Pounders Down? Mega Force.
Are you sure? I realize
If there's a problem with Gia, the one character that we can all. Don't tell me she's annoying. Come on, I don't think she's annoying at all. You tell me she's annoying. She's not annoying. What? What the fudge?
Gia from Power Rangers Megaforce and Super Megaforce is often described as Miss Perfect, and this very trait, combined with other factors, can make her annoying to some viewers. Here's why Gia might be considered annoying. 1. Miss Perfect syndrome. Gia is consistently portrayed as strong, capable, intelligent, confident, and skilled in martial arts. While these are positive traits, her seemingly effortless perfection can come across as unrelatable or even irritating. Some viewers find her lack of visible struggle or flaws makes her less dynamic and harder to connect with. 2. Lack of character development or focus episodes. A significant complaint among fans is that despite her impressive qualities, Gia receives very little dedicated character development throughout Megaforce and Super Megaforce. She's often described as being kinda there, or having no episodes that truly dive into her character, her emotions, or her struggles. This absence of depth can make her feel one-dimensional and, consequently, annoying because she's not growing or changing. 3.
I did not know that. I didn't realize that in the show. Okay, what the one episode with freaking if Emma and G had to fight that bee monster lady, and she had like a spell, or she put a spell on them, ruin their friendship. She had like stingy, like a magical spell she put on them. The spell she put on them. You know, what about that? Their struggle right there. Their friendship. That was a struggle right there. This freaking bee witch lady decided to start friendship up, and now only you and your fellow female Power Ranger gotta save the world, save all the boys.
Being an object of desire, Jake's crush. While not her fault, Gia's primary role in many storylines, especially in relation to Jake, is simply to be the object of his unrequited crush.
What?
This can reduce her to a plot device rather than a fully realized character, which can be annoying when it feels like her personality is secondary to being desired. 4. Perceived blandness.
What? She is not. She's not. How is she a object? What the freak? I don't.
Similar to Troy, some viewers find Gia, much like the Red Ranger Troy, to be bland or lacking a strong, unique personality that stands out. When compared to the more distinct personalities of other Rangers in previous seasons, her perfection can contribute to a sense of unremarkableness. 5. Exaggerated competence without explanation. While she's a strong fighter, the show sometimes presents her competence without adequately showing her effort or training. For instance, one mentioned criticism is that she saves the day by singing, which felt out of place and added to a perception of her being too effortlessly perfect. Essentially, Gia's annoyance for some viewers stems from her being a seemingly flawless character who is given little opportunity for genuine growth or exploration beyond her initial Miss Perfect facade.
The episode. Emma's the one that sang in Power to stop that one monster. Sings. I'm back, y'all. Okay.
You're actually mixing up which Ranger sang in that specific episode. It wasn't Gia, the Yellow Ranger, who sang to defeat the monster Discord. It was Emma, the Pink Ranger. The episode is called Harmony and Discord, Season 1, Episode 6 of Power Rangers Megaforce. In that episode, the monster Discord creates horrible music that saps the Ranger's strength. It's Emma's beautiful singing that overpowers Discord's music, allowing the Rangers to recover and defeat him. My apologies. You are absolutely right.
I remember Emma. I did remember Emma singing in Power Rangers Megaforce, but it's called Harmony and Discord. It's going to see the Power Rangers Megaforce. Discourse. So this is 1 episode 6.
Get it mixed up. My internal data led me to recall Emma's singing episode, but I should have focused on the possibility of another instance, or been clearer that my information pointed to Emma. I apologize for the error, and for assuming you were mistaken. Thank you for correcting me. I'm still learning and appreciate you helping me to be more accurate.
A different number 5 for her.
Okay, my apologies for the previous mix-up, and thank you for the chance to provide a different point about Gia from Power Rangers Megaforce/Super Megaforce. Here's an alternative for number 5 regarding why Gia might be considered annoying by some viewers. 5. Her understated or missing personality. Apart from competent, while she is undeniably capable and intelligent, Gia's personality often feels underdeveloped or too subtle compared to the more pronounced traits of the other Rangers. She doesn't have a strong, consistent quirk, a defining hobby, beyond being a good student and fighter, or a recurring comedic bit that makes her truly unique. This can make her seem bland or forgettable to viewers who prefer characters with more vibrant or eccentric personalities, thus making her less engaging and, by extension, annoying in her lack of distinctiveness. She's competent, but sometimes little else is explored or emphasized.
Rangers. Oh, because Emma from Project Megaforce. Because Emma had like Emma's have her hobbies. Troy have his. Jake have his, and shoot, Noah have his. I had to do Janelle. I know.
Janelle from The Ms. Pat Show is a character who often draws strong reactions, and for some viewers, she can definitely be annoying. While the show is known for its raw, unfiltered humor and pushing boundaries, certain aspects of Janelle's character contribute to this perception. Here's why Janelle might be considered annoying. 1. Hater or negative attitude. A common complaint is that Janelle comes across as a Class A hater. She tends to be overly critical and negative about things she doesn't automatically like, often giving a pessimistic or judgmental tone to situations. Viewers sometimes wish she could be more neutral or open-minded. 2. Self-centeredness and interruptions. There are observations that Janelle can be very self-centered. She sometimes steers conversations back to herself, or, as noted by some, frequently interjects with anyways to move on from a topic if she's not interested,
Wow.
which can be seen as rude or dismissive.
I
3.
know that.
Insensitive or inappropriate comments. Given the show's dark humor, Janelle sometimes makes comments that viewers find insensitive, especially when discussing serious or sensitive topics like mental health, murder, or other difficult issues. This can be jarring and uncomfortable, even within the show's context. 4. Perceived discrepancy with her intellect/education. Janelle is often portrayed as intelligent and even has a master's degree, as discussed in some fan forums. However, some viewers find that her comments or understanding, particularly regarding mental health, don't always align with someone of her educational background, leading to frustration.
Her educational background, so she can't talk about it.
5. Exaggerated reactions for comedy. Like many sitcom characters, Janelle's reactions can be over the top for comedic effect. While this is part of the show's style, it can sometimes lean into exaggeration that becomes more annoying than funny for certain viewers. It's worth noting that the Ms. Pat Show thrives on sharp, often uncomfortable humor, and its characters are designed to reflect raw, unfiltered personalities.
Right.
So for some, Janelle's annoying traits are precisely what makes her an authentic and often humorous part of the show's dynamic, while for others, they become genuine sources of irritation.
I would get Junebug. Junebug. I don't know how to say it. I forgot. Junebug.
Junebug from The Ms. Pat Show is another character who often walks the line between endearing and annoying,
He's more annoying
especially
than
as
she
the
is.
youngest child navigating a very unique family dynamic. While he's usually portrayed as more grounded or sweet than Janelle, certain aspects of his character can still be frustrating for viewers.
More grounded and more nicer. What do you mean growing nicer? He's dumb as crap. Oh my god, this boy dumb.
Here's why Junebug might be considered annoying.
Yeah, his sister.
1. Rebellious phase and bad decisions. As a teenager, especially in a new, more suburban environment, Junebug often makes questionable decisions or tries to rebel against Miss Pat and Terry's rules. While this is typical teenage behavior, his frequent defiance or poor choices, which inevitably lead to trouble, can be annoying to watch. 2. Impulsiveness. He can be quite impulsive, acting on urges or peer pressure without fully thinking through the consequences, which often creates chaos or puts him in difficult situations.
Yeah.
3. Being easily influenced.
I didn't know that about him.
Junebug sometimes comes across as easily influenced by friends or outside ideas that clash with his family's values. This can lead to him getting into trouble or saying/doing things that he wouldn't normally, which can be frustrating. 4. Favorite child dynamic and potential for smugness. While Ms. Pat often favors him in a certain way, this dynamic, combined with his occasional rebellious streak, can sometimes make him seem a bit entitled, or like he expects to get away with more than his siblings. If he ever leans into this favorite status, it could be annoying.
Okay.
5. Teenage angst/drama. Like many teen characters in sitcoms,
Take a deep breath.
Junebug can have moments of typical teenage angst, drama, or self-pity when things don't go his way. While relatable, this can also be tiresome for viewers looking for more mature responses. However, it's also important to note that Junebug is often portrayed as trying to find his way in the world, and sometimes his annoying traits are just part of his journey as a teenager. He also has moments of genuine sweetness and moral clarity that balance out his more frustrating qualities.
Where? Oh, I gotta find to watch the show more. Because he dumb as crap, though. What about Pat's mom? Now, Pat's mom from Miss Pat's show, she was an evil woman.
Mama, also known as Evelyn from the Ms. Pat show, is definitely a character designed to be a strong personality. And like many matriarchs in sitcoms, her particular brand of humor and behavior can be annoying to some viewers. She represents a classic old-school approach to life and parenting that often clashes with modern sensibilities, leading to friction and, for some, annoyance. Here's why Pat's mom might be considered annoying. 1. Judgmental and critical. Mama is often highly judgmental and critical, especially of her children's choices, lifestyles, and even appearances. She has very firm ideas about how things should be, and isn't shy about expressing her disapproval, even when it's hurtful or unwarranted. 2. Unfiltered and blunt to a fault. Like Miss Pat herself, Mama has no filter. She says exactly what's on her mind, often in a blunt, insensitive, or even shocking way. While this can be a source of dark humor for many, for others, it can come across as rude and grating. 3. Resistance to change/modernity. She often represents a steadfast adherence to older ways of thinking and living, frequently dismissing or being confused by modern ideas, technology, or progressive social norms. This resistance can be played for laughs, but it can also make her seem stubbornly out of touch. 4. Manipulative tendencies, played for comedy. In typical sitcom fashion, Mama might employ subtle or not so subtle manipulation to get her way or guilt trip her children, especially Pat. This can be annoying when it feels like she's exploiting family dynamics. 5. Often a source of conflict for Pat. Her relationship with Pat is central to the show, and it's frequently built on conflict. Mama's criticisms, demands, and old-fashioned ways often clash with Pat's own strong personality, creating a dynamic that, while comedic, can involve a lot of shouting or tension that some viewers might find tiresome. Ultimately, Mama's character is crucial to the show's comedic tone and its exploration of intergenerational family dynamics. Her annoying traits are often exaggerated for humor, but they are also rooted in a realistic portrayal of a certain type of matriarch.
But she is mean, and she was a horrible mother.
Jinx from Teen Titans Go. TTG is a character who often evokes strong opinions, especially because her portrayal is quite different from her more serious counterpart in the original Teen Titans animated series. This change in personality is a major reason why some viewers find her annoying. Here's why Jinx in Teen Titans Go can be considered annoying. 1. Exaggerated gremlin personality. In TTG, Jinx is often depicted as a mischievous gremlin who causes bad luck and chaos for the hell of it. Her personality is geared towards random mischief and pranks, which can quickly become tiresome for viewers who prefer more structured humor or compelling villainy. 2. Lack of depth compared to original series. Fans of the original Teen Titans often find TTG's Jinx annoying because she lacks the subtle development and inner conflict seen in the older show. In the original, Jinx had an arc where she questioned her villainous path and eventually leaned towards heroism, especially through her relationship with Kid Flash. In TTG, she's often much flatter, purely existing for comedic gags, which can be frustrating for those who appreciated her more complex portrayal. 3. Inconsistent or underdeveloped relationships. While she's shown to be friends with Raven and Starfire in some TTG instances, and she has a relationship with Kid Flash, these dynamics can sometimes feel shallow or inconsistent. For instance, her relationship with Kid Flash is sometimes criticized as being, quote, overrated and badly written, with her suddenly switching sides without clear motivation, making her arc feel annoying and unconvincing. 4. Purposefully annoying for comedy. Similar to many characters in TTG, Jinx's traits are often amplified for comedic effect. The show embraces absurdity and often aims to annoy its audience in a meta way, so her annoying qualities are sometimes intentional, but this doesn't lessen the actual annoyance for viewers who aren't in on the joke. 5. Her bad luck power as a gag. While her bad luck powers are central in TTG, they are often used for quick slapstick gags that might not land with everyone. The randomness of her jinxes can feel less like a strategic power and more like a simple comedic device. Essentially, Jinx's TTG iteration leans heavily into a chaotic, mischievous, and often one-dimensional portrayal that contrasts sharply with her previous incarnation, leading to her being annoying for viewers seeking more substance or a different style of humor.
Okay, so what about...
You help us with our homework, and you cook food for us.
Not with my own kids. It's different with other people's kids.
Took care of Alex and sending that for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have to rent a location. Let me see.
The last place you were just at was an apartment, so it's stopping you from doing it in years. And the lady said that because they're way too expensive or they're too cheap and bad, how will you be right in the middle?
The first thing about starting a business, you guys. I just don't think it can.
Jay's mom from Darman skits, often named Regina Lawson, is a character that frequently gets a lot of negative attention from viewers, making her quite annoying for many. Her portrayal often highlights some problematic parenting tropes for the sake of the video's moral lesson. Here are some reasons why Jay's mom can be considered annoying. 1. Hypocrisy and inconsistent parenting. This is a major one. She often scolds or punishes Jay for his bad behavior, but then she herself might engage in similar or equally questionable actions. For example, some viewers point out she might complain about Jay's spending habits while providing him with a credit card or allowance that enables those habits. She can also sometimes be seen benefiting from Jay's schemes, only to punish him when they're exposed. 2. Overly harsh or sadistic punishments. Viewers frequently criticize the severity and sometimes the seemingly gleeful nature of her punishments for Jay. There's a sentiment that she low-key enjoys punishing him and making him suffer.
Why?
Some feel her methods of discipline are disproportionate to Jay's misdeeds, particularly when compared to other parents in Darman videos. 3. Lack of understanding or support for Jay. While Jay is often a troublemaker, his mom is frequently portrayed as not genuinely trying to understand why he acts the way he does, or supporting his positive talents, like basketball, as some fans have noted. Instead, she often seems to resent him, or just focuses on punishing him, which can be frustrating to watch. 4. Enabling bad behavior, sometimes unintentionally. In some instances, her actions, or inactions, might inadvertently enable Jay's misbehavior, creating a cycle where he continues to act out because he's not getting consistent or effective guidance. 5. Exaggerated reactions for the moral lesson. Like many characters in Darman videos, Jay's mom's reactions and behavior are often amplified to serve the overarching moral message of the skit. This can make her seem less like a realistic parent and more like a caricature, which contributes to her annoying portrayal. In summary, many viewers find Jay's mom annoying because she often comes across as a hypocritical, overly harsh, and unsupportive parent who seems to derive satisfaction from punishing her son, even when her own actions might be questionable.
I don't think she enjoyed it. Okay.
You stole us. Now we have to close down. Look, ladies, I don't want any problems, so why don't you just go?
Yeah, don't attack her daycare just because yours isn't doing well. Or maybe if you had actually paid attention
What about...
and not look at things they were allergic to,
Noah from Darman skits is often positioned as a more virtuous or good character, particularly in contrast to figures like Mikey and Jay. However, even good characters can have traits that viewers find annoying, especially within the specific narrative style of Darman videos. Here's why Noah from Darman might be considered annoying. 1. Too good to be true. Unrealistic morality. Noah is often portrayed as exceptionally kind, empathetic, and morally upright. While admirable, this can sometimes come across as unrealistic or preachy in the context of the skits. His consistent perfection can feel less like genuine character and more like a tool to deliver the moral lesson, making him less relatable or even annoying to viewers who prefer more flawed, complex characters. 2. Passivity in the face of conflict. While he advocates for kindness and nonviolence, Noah can sometimes appear passive or ineffective in the face of bullying or wrongdoing, particularly when dealing with characters like Mikey and Jay. He might try to reason with them or offer hugs, but without truly standing up for himself or others in a more forceful but still positive way, his approach can seem weak or naive. 3. Predictable role as the victim/moral compass. His role in many skits is often to be the good person who gets wronged, or the one who tries to do the right thing while others don't. This predictable pattern, while setting up the moral, can make his character feel repetitive and, consequently, annoying for viewers who want more dynamic interactions. 4. Exaggerated optimism/naivete.
Oh my
Sometimes
gosh,
Noah's
no.
optimism or naivete about human nature can be exaggerated, making him seem a bit disconnected from reality. For example, a Reddit thread mentions him trying to, quote, offer free hugs to spread kindness while a nerd gets shoved in a locker, highlighting a disconnect between his approach and the harsh reality of the situation. 5. Subplot annoyances, e.g., new dad. Some specific storylines involving Noah have been noted as annoying. For instance, the introduction of a new dad for Noah who is, quote, vaguely annoying and tries to act young and hip contributes to overall frustration with Noah's narrative, even if the annoyance isn't directly from Noah's personality. In essence, while Noah is meant to be a positive figure, his often one-dimensional portrayal as the good kid, his passive responses to conflict, and his role in repetitive moralistic narratives can make him annoying for viewers seeking more nuanced characterization or less predictable storytelling.
Oh, okay. So he's super annoying because he's too good. He's too nice.
Is something wrong? We're not sure yet. The baby seems totally healthy, but we're just gonna run the tests on the vision because we're a little concerned. The pupils aren't reacting how we want. I don't understand. The doctor just said before we went into labor that we had nothing to worry about. Not all issues can be detected early on. Down with 100% confidence anyway, including blindness. But let's not get worried or ahead of ourselves. We don't know if anything's wrong for sure. And other than that, everything looks great. How can you tell me not to worry when you just said my iron's gonna be fine? How would something like that even have happened? Well, there are lots of possibilities.
Bree Davenport from Lab Rats is a character who often divides viewers. While many appreciate her sass and desire for a normal life, other aspects of her personality and storylines could make her annoying for some. Here's why Bree might be considered annoying. 1. Her desire for normalcy versus bionic responsibility, sometimes whiny. Bree often expresses a strong wish to be a normal teenage girl, to go to dances, have a social life, and experience typical high school activities. While this is relatable, her complaints about her bionic duties interfering with this desire can sometimes come across as whiny or selfish, especially when the stakes are high for the world's safety. She might prioritize personal desires over missions. 2. Sarcasm and snark can be overdone. Bree is known for her sarcastic and snarky sense of humor. While this can be witty and funny, it can also be overused, making her seem constantly annoyed or dismissive, which might grate on some viewers after a while. 3. Self-centered tendencies. Like any teenager, Bree can exhibit self-centered behavior. There are moments where she acts selfishly or makes decisions that primarily benefit herself, sometimes at the expense of her brothers or the mission. For example, some fans recall an episode where she temporarily destroys her bionic chip out of frustration, only realizing her mistake when her brothers are in danger.
I remember that
4.
episode.
Bickering with Chase can be repetitive. Bree and Chase frequently bicker and poke fun.
Is it because he's annoying for her? I remember that episode when she destroyed ship. I remember that episode, yes.
At each other. While this sibling dynamic is common and can be entertaining, the constant back and forth, especially when it devolves into petty arguments, can become repetitive and annoying for viewers. 5. Perceived underutilization of powers at times. Despite having super speed, agility, and other impressive abilities, some viewers might find that she doesn't always use her powers to their fullest potential, or that her contributions in battles aren't as impactful as they could be, making her seem less effective than her brothers in certain situations. It's worth noting that Bree's character does evolve over the series, learning to balance her personal desires with her responsibilities, but these points highlight areas where she could have been a source of annoyance for viewers, particularly in earlier seasons.
Okay. Her business. I guess it makes sense. Yeah, why she didn't involved in a fight more. Okay, y'all don't think of somebody else. What about... Hang on, y'all. Alright, guys, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.